Hey guys, so first of all, I just want to preface this video by saying that none of this information that I'm about to tell you is set in stone. None of it is confirmed by my employer. So I am just going to tell you what I have heard and my thoughts on what I've heard. So my godmother, there is one of the teachers that works at the school that I was recently hired at, who also works in the elementary school. My godmother had told her about the fact that I got hired as a para for special ed. And that teacher, she lives just down the road, that teacher had said that she thought she had heard that I was going to be in the ECSE classroom. So for those of you who don't know, what an ECSE classroom is. I think I may have touched on it just very briefly in another video, but what the ECSE classroom is it's basically like an early childhood classroom or early intervention, sometimes it's called, but it's basically like a preschool setting for special ed. So these can be a wide range of different things as far as autism spectrum disorders and developmental disabilities and things like that. So working in the ECSE classroom, if that is what I do end up getting assigned to, I would be working basically with the whole classroom, helping the teacher with the entire classroom. I wouldn't be assigned to like a small group of kids or just one child unless there is somebody that is specifically needing a one-to-one, which is exactly what a one-to-one is when you're working as a CNA. You are one-to-one with that one student. So you go everywhere that student does, you do everything that that student needs you to do. You are particularly assigned to that specific student. But like I said, if I'm in the ECSE classroom, unless I am assigned to a specific student, then there would probably be another para in the classroom as well if I am assigned to a specific student. But if I'm not, then I would be kind of assisting the entire class or assisting the lead teacher with the entire class. So I actually am completely fine with working in the ECSE classroom. They had sort of mentioned during my interview that they were hiring to replace the paraprofessional that had been working in the ECSE classroom, but they had said that I could literally end up anywhere from K through 12. And I had mentioned that to you guys as well, that they didn't know exactly where I was going to end up just yet. And I also kind of wonder what is going to happen, because the ECSE teacher, which is one of the women that I interviewed with, she is actually pregnant, and I think she's due in like September or October. So I don't know if they're going to get like a long-term substitute or get another one of the special ed teachers to cover her classroom. I don't know how that's going to go because it's going to be a little different to kind of start the year with this one teacher, and then obviously she's going to be going on maternity leave, so she won't be there for a large portion of at least the first half of the school year. So it's definitely going to be interesting in that aspect, but otherwise I am completely fine with it. I have worked in childcare before, as far as like early childhood / preschool setting. I have been a nanny before. I have done babysitting. Like I said, I think the biggest adjustment for me is going to be switching from like a medical mindset to a more educational standpoint on things, because I am so used to dealing with everything and coming from a place where they need my medical help, which that may be true for some of the students within this type of setting. But that is not like the only thing. Obviously, the whole intention of having this sort of a classroom is to kind of get them, the students, more acclimated to an educational environment and a school setting compared to like something where they're at home and they're learning with their parents or whatever the case may be before they came into the educational setting. So I am definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, this is just what I heard. Obviously, this could change. She could have heard incorrectly, or they could make a decision like, right at this moment, I may be assigned to that class, but they could change their mind between now and when the school year actually starts. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that little bit of an update, even though that may not be exactly where I end up being long-term, or for any of the school year. I could end up, being placed somewhere completely different. But that is what she had heard. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping that she's correct, because I think it would be great to kind of make a positive impact on these students' lives from that early age. But again, I wouldn't have an issue really if I got moved to a different setting, or if that wasn't where I ended up. I think honestly, I'm the type of person who kind of just goes with the flow, and I would be pretty much okay with wherever they ended up needing me at. And I kind of did tell them that through the interview process, because I told them, I'm a pretty easygoing, like, mellow person. And if I have an issue, I tend to just let it roll off, or, obviously I vent to you guys about some issues, but there is also a matter of confidentiality and things like that. However, I do have my outlets for venting and just kind of getting some of that frustration out in a healthier way. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys that update. And if you guys have any other questions or comments, concerns, tips that you want, information that you want me to share, let me know, and I'd be glad to get something filmed for you. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.